Hi, my name is Michael and I'm here to present you new fly rod on the market designed by Paul Arden. Fly rod named Sexyloops Pro, 9 foot 10 weight, called HotTorpedo with a fantastic Sexyloops logo on it. Quick run through before we start casting. Fine Portuguese cork in the butt section, fully saltwater resistant reel seat, great Portuguese cork in the handle. The handle feels great regardless of grip you're using in your fishing or casting. I did some casting before recording this video and must say that it feels really great. Beautiful matte finish through the entire rod, so it's not shiny. The whipping on the guides are nice and clean and tight, and there's no air bubbles under the whipping. Very important feature of this rod are those Fuji titanium ceramic guides. This is the first dripping guide, and all the other guides looks like a miniature of the first one through the entire rod. What does it give you? It gives you the feeling of great, very strong and powerful tool you're holding in your hands. For today's casting, I prepare my casting field with a couple cones in it. The first cone is in the 15 foot mark. Then we got the 60, 80, 100 and 120 feet. Very important feature about this rod is the very responsive tip. What does it mean? After the cast, when it's bent and it turns back to the rod straight position, so the tip doesn't wobble after the cast, and there's no waves in your loop. So once you cast, it comes straight back, which is very important in creating nice and tight loop and efficient casting. Obviously, the rod won't do everything for you. Little casting practice is very important as well before every fishing trip or once in a while, depends how much time you have. I have more time to cast than fish, well, so be it. With my casting today, the first thing I'm going to show you, it's the Rio tarp on taper floating line in 10 weight, and I paired this rod with the Sage 40-10 reel. The entire combo feels great. Not heavy at all. I could cast for hours and hours, trust me. Some people are afraid that the 10 weight rods might feel very heavy when they cast them all day on the flats or on the boat, depends where they fish. The entire weight of the rod is 138 grams without the reel, of course, and we'll see how it casts. So looks fantastic, feels great in the hand, and let me tell you, it performs even better than looks. So let's see how it casts. Let's start with the leader casting. So now I have only leader out of the tip of my Sexyloops HotTorpedo, only leader out of the tip. And let me tell you, the tip responds very well. The leader creates the loop, and it straightens in 15 feet, so it's very nice. Even if you have to cast some light saltwater flies in a short distance, it feels really great. Next one, let's do a couple false casting. There won't be much of the loop being seen in the video, but just trust me, the response of the rod and the loops, the casting fatigue or the casting effort is really minimal. So now, for example, I just landed my fly on a 60 feet mark, and I'll pick it up from the 60 feet mark and try to cast the whole fly line with maximum two false casts. All right, so let's see how it goes. By the way, the wind is all over the place, as you can see on my shirt, so let's wait for the proper wind. I try to cast this one against the wind as well, which performed very well. So, but for the purpose of the video, I'm casting with the tailwind. There you go, 60 feet pickup. And we are in the backing. 2 false casts. Let's do it again. We'll see if the entire, so we basically, the fly landed on 110, 115 feet mark, because my leader is around 12 foot for this video. I'm gonna pick up 40 feet of line for the next cast, and we'll see how much false cast is needed to get the entire fly line out of the reel. There you go, so the entire backing, so the fly landed with a little coil on the 110 foot mark, but the entire fly line is out of the reel and the rod as well. As you can see, we're sitting on the backing. The next cast I would like to do would be with the Rio Outbound Short shooting head, which is in 10 weight, which is 425 grains. So we'll see how it goes. Give me a sec. As I said, for the next cast I'm using the shooting head in 10 weight, which is 30 feet of Rio Outbound Short intermediate shooting head, and this time I put the 20-10 reel on it, which is heavier than 40-10, but during casting feels fantastic. So let's see how much it takes to cast 100 feet with a shooting head. I'll pick up my leader is 10 foot, so I'll pick up the shooting head with 2 feet of overhang, and then we'll see how it reacts, how it shoots through those kites with one false cast, one back cast only. So let's wait for the correct wing, because there you go. And we're back. So basically the fly is now on the 120 mark. You can believe me or not, but it is, trust me. Once again, we're casting with the tailwind, so that helps. And obviously you have to adjust your casting to what fly you're casting. I wouldn't play tight loops or fancy casting with a heavy clouser or anything like that. But having, let's say, small surf candy 120 feet with this rod and this setup, for example, with the shooting head, it's just easy. Very good for surf casting as well. Let's try again. Again, 2 feet of overhang. And it went over the 120 mark, which I mean I can see the fly behind the cone of on 122 foot mark. Again, the loops are very nice and the tip is very responding, even with the shooting head. I was afraid of shooting head. I'm not gonna cast on this rod my competition 27 gram floating head, as I have different tool for that. But for fishing, if I go to the surf, that feels fantastic. And I might put my 8 weight somewhere back to the closet and start using this as my everyday saltwater fishing rod. The next casting I'm gonna do will be my fun part, which is the 5 weight Scientific Angler Master Expert Distance fly line in 5 weight. That's what we use for the competition casting, for distance competition casting. And let's see how the fly line and how the loops looks like on the 10 weight rod on the HotTorpedo Sexyloops. Give me a sec. Now I'm gonna do a couple casts with the small reel on it and the orange competition fly line in a 5 weight on the Sexyloops HotTorpedo 10 weight. Oh guys, I'm telling you, I think I know where the name Sexyloops came from. This stuff is top secret. The tip response on this rod and shooting is just incredible. Let's see if I can get the whole line, which is 120 feet, out of the rod. I'm not sure about the landing on the end over there, because this is competition casting practice, but let's just see how the rod responds carrying around 80 foot of line. Now let's do it again. We got a little knot here. Anyway, in false casting, the response of the tip, the straightens, the timing of the tip coming back to the straight position and the loop getting nice and tight, it's just brilliant. It's just brilliant. Fantastic rod. Great deal. Almost. Again, this is competition casting, and this is, this is a little bit more practice, but we'll get there. Once again, fantastic rod, great feel in the hand, could fish with it all day long, even with the big 10-weight reel, casting 10-weight lines. The only test it has to be done on it, it's just a big fish, so hopefully it will happen soon. Then we can, decide if it's the perfect rod for casting and fishing or only for casting. Well, that's it from me, and I hope you enjoyed the video. And again, Sexyloops HotTorpedo, 9 foot 10 weight, great rod. Have fun.